How's it going, guys? Slippy Jim here. Welcome to my solo strategy guide for Call of Duty Ghost Extinction mode. We are moving into the second main area, which is the city area of First Contact. Now, as soon as you come in here, you will see those two aliens on the rooftops. The one on the right was actually a rhino, which is the biggest, baddest alien of them all that we've encountered so far in Extinction. So, I've seen a lot of new players shoot at those aliens as soon as they see them, and what happens then is you actually have to defeat them because they'll attack you. But if you ignore them, you won't. So do yourself a favor and just ignore those aliens when you move into this area. The same kind of thing happens when we move into the final area as well. There's two rhinos you'll encounter there, and if you ignore them, they will just go away. Okay, we're going to search some of these trash piles here and see what we can find. So I'm going to talk about some of the equipment you can find in these things as well as how to use it. So at the moment in my equipment slot, you can see I have a flare. Now what the flare does is basically you can throw the flare down and it will attract aliens to it. So basically the aliens will be attracted to the flare and distracted, which allows you to have some breathing space, you know, if you have to revive someone or something like that, or if you're doing the final run back to the chopper right at the end. So flares are very, very valuable and good to hang on to, especially for the last part of the game, for the final run back to the extraction area. Some of the other pieces of equipment you can find, there is a trophy system. So what that is used for is you can place that down somewhere and it will actually protect you from the spray of the scorpions. So it will, kind of like with grenades in multiplayer, how it used to absorb the grenades or whatever it did, deflect them. It will do the same for that acid goop that the scorpions shoot at you, and it lasts a fair while as well. So that is very useful if you're camping in an area. I'm going to plant the drill here. So this challenge is another easy one to spend $6,000 before the hive is destroyed. So we're going to spend some cash here straight away on a turret, and we'll be buying some stuff as we go to try and get to that 6k spend for the extra skill point. Now, just before I talk about the next piece of equipment, one thing I will mention as well is with those gas bottles, if you can destroy one or two near the drill site, they will actually be on fire for a few seconds. Like, I don't know, it's about 10-15 seconds, something like that. And any of the aliens that go onto the drill while it's on fire will actually get killed by the fire. So that's actually something quite useful to protect the drill with. Okay, now talking about the rest of the equipment that you can pick up, you can also get the SOFLAM laser designator. That's not technically a piece of equipment in that it doesn't go in the same slot as everything else, but as I said, you can use that to call in 3 airstrikes. It takes up a weapon slot as well. Just trying to remember what the other things are that you get in this. That's right, the Hypno Knife is another one. And what the Hypno Knife does is it's a throwing knife. You only get one shot with it, and if you hit an alien with it, it will hypnotize the alien into being your ally until it gets killed. So it can still take damage from your own weapons. You do not want to shoot the alien if you've used the Hypno Knife on it. But that can be quite useful, especially in solo, for distracting the aliens. And I think that they're the main ones that you can pick up. Actually, I don't think there's too many other pieces of equipment. Unless I've forgotten something, you guys can let me know in the comments. Okay, this drill is nearly done here. We've only got to spend 250 more points to get our skill point going. Now these aliens right here are actually a real pain in the neck. The one that I just killed, they've got extra armor and they're called hunters. And as soon as you put down a turret, you seem to get a ton of these hunters coming at it, and they'll jump on top of it and try and take it out for you. So once you get your turrets ranked up to the final level, the 4th level, you actually get the ability to plant 2 turrets. And I'm going to show you the best way to set these up so that they protect each other from those from those hunters and other aliens as well. Okay, so as you can see, we've got to the almost to the top level for our armor and our ammo. I'm going to use this skill point on the weapon specialist class here, so we get even faster aiming down sights. Not that I do aim down sights too much, to be honest. That's what you get from playing a lot of PC games. You kind of get used to hip firing all the time. Now up top here, by the way, there is a laptop for the, you can call in a chopper gunner to help you out, but I'm just coming up here to have a look around, see if there's any more piles of stuff for us to search. Looks like I've got probably most of them here. Where I'm running is actually all of the areas where you can find these. It's always the same areas, but they spawn randomly. And the main thing I was looking for at this stage, because I've got most, there's one right there, is this thermal hybrid scope. This is actually my favorite scope for extinction mode, because what it allows you to do is have a regular scope for most of the time, but occasionally you'll get a scorpion or whatever hiding behind a tree in the distance, can be hard to spot. But if you flip over that hybrid sight, that with the thermal, you can actually see through to where they're lurking. So some people ask me how you actually use that thermal scope, and basically you just click on Xbox 360. You just click the right stick and it will switch scopes for you. I'm picking up my Xbox One next week actually, so it'll be interesting to see what the new controller is like to use. I think it's going to be fairly similar to the current one, slightly different shape, but they kept it fairly similar this time around. Okay, our challenge now is to keep the shot accuracy at 50% or above until the hive is destroyed. So I'm not even going to bother with this one, simply because I'm not going to be able to melee my way through this round at this stage. And even though the turret is going to kill a lot of these guys, I'm still going to have to take out the scorpions from the left and the right rooftops. So it's just not going to be possible. Like, it could be possible to do it, but I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to risk getting down for a single skill point here. Okay, now with those meteorites that you'll see dropping at about this stage fairly regularly in the map, what these do is they'll spawn in seeker aliens, and these are the explosive aliens. They are really, really easy to kill, like even with your pistol and stuff like that, especially if you have the explosive ammo. But they can do a lot of damage if they get too close and they explode on you. And they can also do a lot of damage to your Sentry gun. And with the Sentry guns will last indefinitely, but they do take damage from stuff like the alien melee attacks, because some of the aliens, especially the hunters, as I said before, will jump on top of them and try and take them out and target them, as well as the seekers will go for them and try and blow them up and stuff like that. So you do have to kind of protect them a little bit, and I recommend camping behind them or near them, so you can shoot any aliens off them or jump onto them. So again, the scorpions always will jump into the same spots every time, so you kind of get used to knowing where to look for them. So here's some of those seekers spawning in from the meteorite. There's a hunter right there. But compared to zombies, guys, the pathfinding in this, I really like the fact that they don't just make a beeline for you like they do in zombies. They're a lot less predictable than that, even though they do seem to follow the same, like the scorpions especially seem to follow the same path nodes, or the same patterns. But there is a little bit more randomness, a little bit more AI to how they move and how they attack. And that's one of the things I really liked about survival mode in the last Infinity Ward game before this one, is that the soldiers were a lot more intelligent. They would flank you, they would spawn in different locations, and that made it a lot more challenging than zombies. Okay, our final drill site here for this hive before we get on to the next barrier hive, and I'm going to set up here with a sentry gun. There's also a fire trap which is really useful right here. So we'll activate that, and we'll try and camp here in this corner for a bit. So that's where the armor piercing ammo could be useful, is with those hunters that you get in these areas later on in the game, and with the rhinos. But I just think overall that the explosive damage is going to be most effective for you playing solo. Like, where are the aliens at right now? There's not too many of them around. Okay, our fire trap's run out, so we're going to activate that again. Now, talking about using armor effectively, it is very, very important in solo that you know how to use the armor and when to use the armor. Basically, if you take damage and you get right down to the last little bit of health, you want to chuck out armor straight away when that happens and be ready. You can even run with the armor ready to throw out, holding it in your hands, because that will instantly protect your remaining health and give it a chance to regenerate. So sometimes in this extinction mode, I've been on such low health that it's almost been there's almost been no health showing at all in the health bar. It's been on the tiniest little sliver of red, and I've chucked out a level 4 armor, and straight away it can protect you from even a rhino until they completely destroy the armor. It won't start reducing your health until the armor's completely gone. So it is really, really useful. Or although this is a solo guide, if you have to revive, or in this case I guess if you have to repair the drill, which will happen, I think it might happen 3 or 4 times in most games that you have to repair the drill. But you can just chuck out one of your armors, go repair the drill, and usually it'll have enough armor to keep you safe, even if there's a ton of aliens around while you're repairing the drill. The only exception to that is if there is a lot of the scorpion acid or gas around the drill at the time you're repairing it. That can damage your health really, really quickly. So that can be risky even then. Okay, so we're on to our final barrier hive here. I'm going to pick the drill up. You don't need to plant the drill though for the barrier hive. Obviously, like the first one that we did, it's going to be the chopper that's going to take that out for us. Again, you can speed up the process if you throw these gas tanks onto the barrier hive, which is right here, and blow those up once you see the health bar. You can also shoot at it yourself, stuff like that. And so I'm just looking around for some gas cans. Now, extinction mode takes about an hour to beat most of the time if you're doing it right. Every time I've beaten this, basically it's taken me almost exactly an hour each time. But you can speed up some of these parts a little bit. Okay, so we did a little bit of damage to it, but that might help a little bit. The key thing here is, of course, killing the scorpions, because they'll shoot out the helicopter, and if they do enough damage to it, the helicopter will actually fly off and gain altitude so it doesn't take damage, and that'll mean it's slower in destroying the barrier hive. But with scorpions in general, and this is something I mentioned on my co-op guide, you want to target those before anything else, unless there's a rhino around, which don't spawn in very often. In fact, you only really get the rhinos spawning in properly in the last section, which is the hardest section that we'll move to after this one. But you want to target the scorpions, because if you give them any time, they will spray that stuff, and it does a lot of damage. And that's most of the time the stuff that is going to get you killed. So try and target them, and then go for the rest of the aliens when you've taken care of them. You might have to take care of some of the smaller aliens if they're right up in your face like that little one was. Another spot you can camp, by the way, you saw me camping in that corner where that hive was earlier, the last hive that we drilled back in this corner. But the other corner down the end of the street is also a really good place to camp. There's actually a little porch area of a building there. You can actually take a little bit of cover behind that from the scorpions, and if you get your 2 turrets down there, you can camp there pretty comfortably. Plus, it's closer to where most of the scorpions will go when they're attacking the helicopter. So if you've got turrets set up back there, then they'll be able to help take care of the scorpions in that location. Okay, getting a little bit low on ammo here. I'm probably going to have to throw out another ammo crate there. That is one thing in solo mode, is you do go through a lot of ammo, and you only have yourself to rely on for replenishing your own ammo. So especially if you're running specialist ammo like I am, so try and take out that scorpion up there. You will have to be mindful of your ammo and spend carefully, because you don't want to spend all your points or all your money on turrets and then run out of ammo, because it's not like zombies where you can just run around without taking any damage and train these aliens up, because most of them are faster than you are, so they will actually simply chase you down and take you out if you're unable to shoot them. The other thing that's worth mentioning is you should try and alternate your weapons. So in this case, I'm just running the 2 weapons, the pistol and the primary. You could get another primary though as well if you rank up your pistol enough. But you want to alternate between your 2 weapons. So try and use your pistol for the close quarters stuff, for the the scouts and stuff like that are right near you in close quarters, and then switch to your other primary weapon for the long distance stuff like the scorpions, because that way you're going to use the ammo most efficiently. Because you don't want to use like just one weapon and then use all the ammo up in that and have to replenish your ammo again, because it's wasting all of the ammo that you had in your other weapon, if you know what I mean. Okay, so look how low I am on health right there. I had like a millimeter of health left in my health bar. But we've chucked out an armor, and I was always trying to be mindful of how much health you've got at any given time, because you want to be watching that health, and as soon as it gets down too far, don't take any chances. Just chuck out your armor. And in that case, I threw out a flare because it was getting a little bit too hot for comfort. And going to throw out some armor there just to let my health regenerate. So all of these aliens back down the street are sort of frozen there by the flare. This was probably the main moment of danger for me right here. Although it does get pretty intense in the next section of the map that I'll show you guys in the next video. So the barrier hive is nearly done here, which is just as well. Those hunters are a real pain though, because it usually takes more than one magazine to kill them. So you do have to have the fast weapon switching, be able to take them out easily. Now, with the money that you get for killing each of the different aliens, basically the less powerful aliens give you less money, the more powerful ones give you more money, as is to be expected, I guess. So, with the weakest aliens, the scouts, they give you 60 points or $60 as their base money. For the scorpions, you get $200. For the rhinos, you actually get 1,300, which is pretty awesome. And I'm not too sure what you get for the hunters, but for the seekers, you get $100 for those guys. So they're actually really easy to kill as well. Now, I don't think we've had the challenge yet, like I haven't noticed it, but one of the challenges is to find and kill the leper alien within, I think it's 30 seconds. So if you do get that one, it helps to have feral instincts, although you probably don't want to run that solo. But they do hang out near the edges of the map. That's really the only tip I can give you for finding those guys. You will often hear a distinctive sound that they make as well. And we're going to pick up a hypno knife here. Alright, so the barrier hive has been destroyed now. We're going to spend our skill points in a second and collect our $3,000 bonus. And then we'll be moving on to the cabin crater area. Okay, so I'm probably going to save this skill point so that we can rank up the next level of our turrets. We'll grab the cash and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video for the final part of this solo strategy guide for Extinction.